등에 이제 톱톱기래 톱톱하셔 그래 백혈로 도전아. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, Kamar. If I could now ask Philippa Carrick from Tibet Society to come up and say a few words.
Hello. I will keep it short because it's actually getting rather cold and my voice has done so much shouting today I don't think it will hold out for very long. But the thing is that it is vital. The 10th of March is such an important date for Tibetans, for the uprising in 1959, and to also remember the 2008 demonstrations inside Tibet that actually may have even been larger than the 1959 uprising because it was throughout Tibet and the Tibetan areas. And this is continuing to this very day. There are demonstrations happening all over the Tibetan plateau, which shows the strength of feeling Tibetans have for their own rights in their own country. And it is beholden on to us who believe in human rights and freedom of expression and freedom of opinion and who are lucky enough to live in a country that has, where we can take up our democratic rights and give Tibetans inside Tibet a voice outside of Tibet and to lobby our MPs and our government. Last year, for the first time, we conducted a mass lobby as a coalition, which saw over 300 of you coming down, including over 100 Tibetans, to actually take face-to-face contact with their MP and really advocate for Tibet directly. And it was incredibly effective. We're organising a second mass lobby, which I'm sure many of you already know about, on Wednesday. I know it's difficult to take time off work, but it really is worth it to remember, as Stephanie said, we have the freedom to march through our city. We have the freedom to have placards saying, Britain stand up for Tibetans in Tibet, China stop silencing Tibetan. You cannot do that inside Tibet. So please take up your democratic rights and engage in the political protest by making Tibetans' voice heard to your MPs. If you can't come down on Wednesday in person, then make sure to write to your MP, contact him or her, see if you can meet them in their local constituency office. And this year, because it's the general election, we have a unique opportunity of being able to lobby parliamentary candidates as well. See what the Conservative, Liberal Democrat, Green Party will be doing for Tibet. Ask your local candidates what they're going to be doing for Tibet. Send in the lobby cards. All the Tibetan coalition groups have these available. They're all available on various websites to download. Do write to your MP and to parliamentary candidates and just ask them to stand up and what they're going to be doing for Tibet in the future. And this also gives a really good message to whatever incoming government we end up with to say that Tibet matters. Tibetans have a voice outside of Tibet and we're going to make sure it's heard in Westminster, in Parliament and with whatever government is there. So I really do stress the importance that we're lucky to be living in a democratic country and we really must start speaking out and standing up for Tibetans inside Tibet. So I look forward to seeing some of you there, but if you can't make it, do at least write and be involved in the political process. Other things that we've been handing out today are these cards that have got details of all of our the coalition groups on the back. Again, we've all got more supplies of these, so do feel free to write to us and make sure that these are distributed out to lots of people. They can be in cafes, in libraries or wherever. And make sure that you encourage people to join a group or more than one group because we all do slightly different work. And by that you are making an effort and ensuring that you're enabling the coalition to continue speaking up and doing as much as we can to make the Tibetan voice heard. So for that, thank you very much, and I shall hand back to Pempa.
Good. Thank you, Philippa. We've pretty much come to the end of the program of the march at the rally today. Once again, I'd like to thank every one of you who've taken the time to come down here today. Thank you to all my fellow Tibetans, to our supporters, but in particular I would like to say a big thank you to the Tibet support group team behind me here, which consists of TY UK, but in particular Free Tibet, SFT UK, and Tibet Society. We've actually